All right, Steeler fans, it is time for the mailbag segment. Not many questions after the draft, as I expected that to be the case. Nonetheless, we're going to dive into these. We're going to answer them all thoroughly. Let's start off with Archie Wilson. He says, "Hey, Jeff, hope all's well. Who do you think outside of quarterback will be a captain of the offensive side of the ball?" That is interesting. That's a really good question. Who will be the captain outside of the quarterback? Which I don't necessarily think that the quarterback has to be the captain. Ben Roethlisberger went years without being the captain of the Steelers offense or the team. So let's say that, just for the sake of argument, let's say Aaron Rodgers is the Steelers quarterback. I don't necessarily think that means that Aaron Rodgers is going to be the captain of the Steelers offense. So who would it be? My guess would be Pat Freiermuth. Pat Freiermuth just got a second contract with the team. He kind of seems like he's that guy that could be the vocal, let's go, let's get him fired up, let's be that leader. He showed some of those signs last year, especially trying to corral George Pickens on the sideline, stuff like that. Or maybe they go with another new guy, but it's going to be around for a while, hopefully, and that's DK Metcalf. I don't know. Yeah, that'll be interesting. That'll be very, very interesting to see who they have as the captains. Let's go to Jeff Coons, our buddy up north. He said, "Greetings from Not Mad Canada. Our new prime minister visited the U.S. today. I think he's a Steeler fan. I digress. Which Steeler, past or present, has the intelligence and leadership skills to hold public offense?" He said punting skills are optional. All right, so which Steeler, past or present, has the intelligence and leadership skills to hold public office? There's a lot of different options and ways. I mean, Lynn Swann, he tried to run for governor of Pennsylvania, and he did not win, obviously, but he's dabbled in politics. I've always felt that Jerome Bettis has the intelligence, Notre Dame grad, to be able to do that. He's very well spoken, leadership skills, yes. Hines Ward might follow in that same ilk. That's tough. I'd have to think. See, like Troy Polamalu would be great, but he's not that rah-rah leader guy. He's super quiet, probably not best suited for politics. Politician I would like, shoot, give me Jack Lambert. Let's cut it straight. Let's not sugarcoat this. That's what I would want. Let's go to Mark Bergen. He's the host of the Believe in Steelers podcast. He said, "Which current Pittsburgh Steelers player is best at baseball?" Best at baseball. So every year at training camp at St. Vincent College, they do the home run derby. And I know Kenny Pickett had won it a couple times. I would bet, though, that TJ Watt's probably a really good athlete. They grew up playing all the sports. They played hockey, they played football, they probably wrestled, and they probably played baseball. I would bet that TJ Watt's probably the best baseball player, but don't sleep on someone like, I don't know why, like a Miles Killebrew, potentially, or a Christian Kuntz, the long snapper. Most people don't think that this guy's going to be an athlete at all. Don't sleep on those guys. That's a good question. I don't have a clear-cut answer, though. Let's go to Believers, the Ride or Die Crew poll of the week. He said, "Which remaining free agent position should the Steelers still sign?" I mentioned in the first half of the show how there's still a lot of really good players out there. And his options, running back, he gave some options. Nick Chubb, J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins, he had that unrestricted free agent tag put on him. That's unlikely that he goes anywhere. Offensive tackle, he brought up Willis. Edge, Matthew Judon and Zadarius Smith are still available. Cornerback, Asante Samuel and Mike Hilton. So out of all these positions, I actually chose cornerback. It's not that I don't want them to address the offensive line. Clearly, I would love for them to address the offensive line. I'm looking at this from the players that are available, positions of need. Let's make that secondary as good as it possibly could be. And that's why I went with cornerback, Asante Samuel Jr. and Mike Hilton as options. That's what I voted for, cornerback. I'd love to see them bring in, more offensive line help, but I just think if they were going to add cornerbacks, where I would want them to go. All right, a couple more. Doc M, what are your current Steelers book recommendations to get ready for the season? I plan on rereading Chuck Noll, his life's work myself. So there's a book by Gary Proman. It's called Their Life's Work, and it's about the 70s Steelers. That is a must read for any Steeler fan. I would also say that I'm reading Myron Cope biography that was co-written by his daughter. That is a really good book. I'm not finished with it yet. I will recommend, and you can see me if you're watching on YouTube, this segment up above. Jim Wexell wrote several books that are really, really awesome. Polamalu is one that's a must read. Also, On the Clock tells all these Steelers draft stories. Really awesome stuff. And his most recent one, let me get it here. Hold on. My dad got this for me for my birthday. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers, an illustrated timeline. That's also a Jim Wexel product. He's a friend of the program. His show can be heard here, Steel Curtain Network. And they're all great stuff. So if you forget any of those or you didn't need me to send them to you or need some links, I absolutely will. But all of those books are great. Bill Cowher's book is great. Just really, really good Steeler books out there if you really want to read it. So hope those help. Maybe it'll get you ready for the season. Lord knows the Pittsburgh Pirates are doing that. All right, Steeler fan 69 finishes it up like he always does with some dad jokes. He said, "Hey, Jeff, I golf in the low 80s. If it's any hotter than that, I won't play." Next, my wife is leaving me because I'm going bald. It's fine. Hair loss. Get it? Hair loss, her loss. Let's continue. Chuck Norris is the reason why Waldo is hiding. Yes, the Chuck Norris jokes come back with a Where's Waldo reference. That's top notch. Good stuff there. And last one, he says, "Can you get Tony D for a Monday conversation?" I assume you're talking about Tony Defeo. Tony Defeo stepped away. He stepped away from writing, and he stepped away from podcasting, obviously, a couple years ago. And I haven't heard from Tony. I told him the door's always open, but haven't heard from him. He said he wanted to take a break from sports and go and live his life. That's fine. He can definitely do that. So I'm just going to respect his privacy. So I probably won't be reaching out to Tony or anything like that. But at the same time, it's out of respect for him and not because I have some personal vendetta against him. But thanks for all the questions for the mailbag segment. I thank you all for tuning in. On Friday, we'll be talking all about rookie minicamp coming up this weekend. That'll be a fun conversation. We'll have Jeremy Jerome Betts on for sure. Make sure you check out all of our podcasts here at the Steel Curtain Network. And as you always know, I finish these up. Be safe, be kind, and God bless. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you on Friday. Go Steelers.